Less sellers and more buyers in the San Diego real estate market equal higher prices and more sales.
Let's take a look at what's happened over the past few weeks, and then we'll zoom out to look at long-term trends.
So let's take a look at the month-over-month numbers here. Between September and October, we saw a 0.8% drop in new listings, while at the same time seeing a 4.3% increase in pending sales. And that's why I say less sellers, more buyers. And there were 8.1% more closed sales. Days on market up just a little bit, and median price up 0.6%. Not a ton, but it was up.
All right, well, let's check out some long-term trends. And let's start with new listings.
All right, yes, let's have a look at new listings here. When we look at October 2022, 23, and 24, we see that last October was lower than both, and things are kind of coming back up here now. This is detached properties. Attached properties a little different. It's up, and a little more up. And then year to date here, we are looking more like 2022, but still a little slower than that when it comes to new listings. And all of this is just a lot different than it had been over the past 10 or 12 years here, going all the way back to 2012 here. We can see that new listings were looking really, really similar until we entered sort of this new normal, I guess.
New normal. I don't like that term, but
yeah,
that's
I'm not crazy about it either, but I get sucked into the trap of saying it. But this is more, I mean, I guess we've got two or 3 years here where the graph is starting to look more similar than it did. It seems like we sort of were trying to figure out what was going on in here, and now we're looking more like this. We'll see what happens over the next couple of years. But for many, many years, it looked like that, and just a lot more activity than we're seeing in the last couple of years.
All right, well, let's talk about closed sales.
Yes, closed sales.
Closed sales.
Okay, so looking at closed sales, we're actually out of the last 3 years, for October of the last 3 years, detached homes, the most closed sales we've seen by just a little bit, about 54 more closed sales in 2024 than we had in 2022. So last year was kind of the low there. And if you remember last year, everybody was complaining about the lowest number of sales in 30 years. And we've come off of that bottom. And then year to date, we're doing just a little bit better than, year to date, we're doing just a little bit better than last year with both detached and attached properties. And again, the graph looking very, very similar until it wasn't. And then the last couple of years look pretty similar when you plot them out in this fashion.
All right, let's check out everyone's favorite, median prices.
Yes, median price, that number is up, and up. You know, it keeps going up. We definitely had some backsliding in the middle of 2022, and it's been up and down. But overall, when you look at year to date, and when you look at 2024 versus 23 and 22, it is up, and it's up 9.4% from last October, which is not insignificant when you're talking about the kind of numbers that we're talking about.
That's a pretty good return on your investment, especially if you also get to live in it.
That is true, and that's kind of the point. And then, of course, when you look historically at median price, you know, if you had been lucky enough to purchase a home back here when the median price was $400,000, you would now be looking at $1,050,000 as your home price, or what your home was worth. So that is quite a return on investment in 12 years, as Deva said, especially since you're living in it and you are getting the tax benefits of mortgage interest and property taxes and all that stuff. So owning beats renting any day of the week.
Well, the market has been a little slow lately, and one of the reasons is rising interest rates. So let's take a look at what's going on with rates right now.
Yes, so even though activity is up from last October, it's not up that much, and one of the main reasons that it's still sluggish are rising interest rates. We were seeing rates down close to 6. We had buyers that locked rates under 6, and then they took off again over the last few weeks. So that isn't great for buyers, and it's not good for sellers either. It's not really great for anyone. And there's always those who pop in and say, well, 6.79 is so much better than it was in 1980. Well, or the 80s in general. And yes, that is very, very true. However, we're in a completely different economic environment now, and this particular trend in rates is prohibitive for buyers, and it keeps sellers from putting homes on the market because inevitably sellers also become buyers because everybody has to live somewhere. So 6.79 is not good. It's not what a lot of the experts were predicting was going to happen, including us.
That's true. We were supposed to have interest rates in the 5s right now, according to many of the experts.
Yeah, including you know, some of your favorite so-called experts.
60% of the time, you're right every time.
That's right. So, you know, we'll wait and see what happens if things settle down between now and the end of the year. I'm not going to make any bold predictions because I might be wrong.
Go ahead, make a bold prediction.
I really think rates are going to come down some more. I do. I think they're going to be, you know, at least, you know, we've definitely seen rates down close to 6 very recently, and they could go back there very, very quickly. It doesn't take, you know, more than a few weeks for things to settle back down. And, you know, I think what we're going to see in the later part of November and December is increasing activity in terms of real estate sales. Even though we're heading into the holidays, I believe that this coming December is going to be more robust than last December. And then the first quarter of 25 is going to be gangbusters.
All right. Well, you said it here. And often we do see a burst of activity in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
So we'll see if it happens this year, but I think you might be right.
Yes. Well, already October, the first month of the fourth quarter of 24, beat 23. So we've come off of that just ugly bottom that we saw last October. And I think it's going to take off from here. I think rates are going to get better. And I think you're going to see more people moving around, which will hopefully increase supply and keep pricing, you know, at least the same. You know, it's, you know, you want prices to go up. If you own a home, you want more equity. At the same time, you want buyers to be able to afford homes. So we don't want it to go that crazy.
We like everybody to be able to do whatever they want to do. If you want to sell, we want you to be able to do that. If you want to be able to, if you want to buy, we want you to have that too. So we want everyone to be happy.
Yes, we do. And that often leads to nobody being happy, but we're trying.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a like, share, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, folks.